Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane and we're doing more readings today. Absolutely. What are we looking at today? We're looking at the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles. Spirit wants you to really take a look at what treasures you're really accessing or trying to access in your life. We always long for treasures, but the message has been coming through to me in the last 24 hours or so. For this card, especially, is, do you really know why you want what you want? A lot of times we say we want, you know, a house and cars and money and careers and all that, but what is it do we really want? Do we really want to just be successful or feel successful in our lives? And that won't come from the things that you acquire. It will be from the things within you that you already feel. If you are successful inside of yourself every single day, if you walk in beauty, thank you, Catherine, my friend who's passed, she used to always say that, if you walk in beauty, grace, and success within yourself, you will be able to get it no matter what the conditions of your life currently are. And that's what they really want you to look at today, okay? I do 2 readings a day, Pisces, so they're both linked for the same day because I pull the cards together. Later on, it's going to be Rest and Rejuvenate, and I'm going to talk about how that connects to this later on. So if you're interested, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for your support, everybody who's donated so far. Everything helps. Every little bit helps. You being here and coming every day and commenting and liking the videos, it really helps, and it pushes the videos out even more. So you're helping me greatly by doing it, okay? There's no need to do anything else, but that in itself, if you can do that, give me your time as you have been, I appreciate it. And thank you to the people who have been with me forever. You know who you are. I heart your comments every day. I still read them, and I still say a silent thank you to you every time you do. Just know this, okay? I've had people who say, if you read these, truly just answer. And I do. So I do read them. I do read them. Into me, I see. Beautiful. And kind of what I was just talking about with the 10, right? Why do you want or require the things that you want? See from inside out, not from the outside in. Don't look at people and say, oh, they have that, so I want that. And that's why I want things, because they have it. That's just envy. That's just thinking that they have something that you don't. Maybe you think they have happiness that you don't. But happiness isn't bought. And I know it's a cliche. We hear it all the time. But happiness has never been bought. Happiness comes from within you. You can be happy with absolutely nothing but yourself. And if you can truly find that, then you're in a much better place. Trust me on this, you are. You're in a much better place. If you sit in the comment sections, which I've seen some people that sometimes I don't hear quite as much. I'm not talking about my regulars. You guys are fantastic. You know, who come in and say something like, I lose everything, and I don't have anything, and I don't have anything. Do you catch yourself saying it all the time? You're going through a difficult time in your life. That's for sure, okay? But it doesn't define your energy on how you'll be sitting in it, okay? Yes, it's not easy. And for everybody who's gone through things, I do understand. I've been in your shoes. Not for maybe the same circumstances, but for those of you who know my story, you know I've been in some pretty bad situations that I've come through when I wasn't quite connected as spirit as I am now. But I always knew somehow, some way, that there was a reason for me going through things. You have the number 8 here. Also, if you put it this way, it is the sign of infinity, the sign of strength. We're talking this week about finding your truth. The spiritual guidance today is really to find that truth so that it sticks with you. So that is something that you carry with you no matter how the circumstances change, whether you're living in a cardboard box in a mansion, whether you're sleeping on a duvet pillow cover or a hammock, that you feel like you have won the lottery every single day of your life. Okay? Things will come and go, and your energies will deplete and replete, but you will stay the same within yourself. You'll always have something to tap into to bring you back to center. Okay? All right. So, do we look at what Into Me I See is? Yes, why not? Let's go look. And Into Me I See. At certain precious moments, you're called into a deep and meaningful connection with the world or another person. A magical affinity arises with the kind of intimacy that in turn encourages a greater understanding of you. The relationship acts as a mirror, helping you see your own patterns. What it reflects about you can further your own personal evolution. Now it's time to take a risk by connecting with another. Can you see how far you've come? Can you see what is still active within you that needs to change or heal? And that's also looking at people in ways that are at a different stage, or maybe at a stage that you have been at years before. You can connect with people. Yesterday I was speaking of sometimes you look at a person and instead of taking it personally, you just say, they're not ready to connect with me. Their energy isn't vibing at the same place because they're going through their own. They're at this stage. Maybe you can recognize it, maybe not, but that's okay. What you should be doing out of that is seeing where you are at. Do I want to stay and try to fit my energy with theirs, or do I just want to simply move on and see where I'm at? Okay, and see what I want, what I'm looking for. Okay. Can you see what is still active within you that needs to change or heal? You will discover more about you, who you are, as you discover more about another. Even if you cannot possibly know what it's truly like to be in someone else's shoes, you can listen and learn. This is a magical gift being offered to you right now. This concept applies beyond romantic connections, friendships. What do the dynamics in your closest friendships, work relationships, and family say about you? Relationships are extraordinary opportunities for healing. When predicated on honesty and caring, they have a great impact on how you contribute to the world. Intimate relationships hold up a mirror of truth and reveal more treasures than you might ever expect. If you can look into it, take a risk, and see everything as beautiful, even if in its imperfections. Imagine how deep you could go. Okay, so they're really focusing more on relationships with other people. As this card, of course, this Ten of Pentacles does show relationships with others. I think they're just trying to simply say that you need to look around you. You need to be an observer. See that how that affects you. How does your energy change around this? And you are in control on how your energy, I feel more there, you have a control on how you react to this. Okay? So, what I had written is, taking the time you need to discover your treasures and what matters to you. And in this case, it's also looking into me I see is definitely telling me this. Looking at others, but also discovering things about yourself. You ever looked at somebody going like on a ride, a train wreck in their life, and you knowing that it's a train wreck, and seeing them not knowing that it's a train wreck, and you try to tell them that they're on a train wreck, but they do not want to listen because to them they don't see it as such. I think that would be a great example of what they're trying to say here. Sometimes the closest and the dearest to you, they could be very close friends or lovers, husbands and wives, parents, friends, it doesn't much matter. you can see them on their own journey, doing their own thing. And you may want to try to help, but sometimes they just got to learn it themselves. And you have to be big enough not to say I told you so. Be there for support if you can. And then just, I don't know, just go on your way, okay? The important part is not to be dragged down as well, because like I said, this is your power week, power month. This is a time for you to propel yourself forward. Remember, the biggest thing is that you also show people by example, right? Fire and water. I love this one. This is a temperance card, right? Balance in all things, okay? The two extremes are there, but you may have ice, you may have fire, but when the fire melts the ice, you have water. So, and the water puts out the fire, okay, or tempers it. So it's all, Spirit is just saying that it's all just working together to build into something more. That's all. Okay, you may feel an imbalance, but everything balances out. Everything happens for a reason. You guys know I don't believe in coincidences. I think that it doesn't matter how extremes happen, they happen for a reason. Also, I'm seeing the 7 chakras as well. This feels a lot like the star card that we have in the tarot deck. So it's a lot about finding your goals. It's a lot about balancing out your chakras, and realize that at some times, some are going to be more active than others. You're going to be working harder on certain chakras than others, and that's okay. Death card. It's all about transformation. It is all about transformation. There's beauty in death. It's from that little, the flower right here. You're actually not seeing it, but they're showing it to me. It's from that little green stem that you see growing. And you can't imagine that it's going to turn into flower or fruit, but it eventually does. That little simple green stem, sometimes it's the ugliest thing. It comes out and you see the shell of the seed still stuck to the leaf, and it's trying so hard, and it doesn't look like much, but it is growing. And as it grows, it just gets bigger, and then flowers, and then sometimes from the flowers fruit and more seed. You may just be at the beginning of this, but you will find the transformation is gorgeous in the end. It may not even be apparent to you right at this moment what is going on, or how that's going to transform, how, standing your ground and being in your power, how that's going to actually change anything at all in your life right now, except that you're trudging, you feel like you're trudging through to get to where you need to go. But it will bring on some beautiful, beautiful, this transition is going to bring forward some beautiful beginnings, transformations, and profound changes. Okay? It's also severing ties to the old. Some of the stuff that you've been carrying around for a very, very long time. Okay? Right. The Emperor. And you have the poppy here. Because we're going into season of, here we have on the 11th, 1-1, and we are doing readings for the first, so it's 1-1-1 for me that's coming in. Angel energy also, the energy of the armistice, where we wear poppies here. I know other places do that as well. It's a sign of respect, but it's also a sign of people who have passed, who have died, to free. They say people have died fighting for our freedom. And this is it's not about that in itself that I want to talk about. It's that sentence. Death releases you and frees you. And that's what they're bringing through. So the poppy here, the Emperor, frees you and brings about a stability. That's power. Okay? The Emperor itself, One of the words to define the Emperor is the power that he has, the authority that he has. And I said, this is a power month. So what you're doing right now, that's instilling power, that transition, that death to freedom is what is coming through. Okay? Rows and rows upon rows of it. Okay? There's a beautiful poem in Flanders Fields, if you haven't ever seen it. It's called In Flanders Fields, and it's very beautiful. I'll just leave it at that. Today is also the Day of the Dead. Up until, I guess, even tomorrow, I think November 1st, November 2nd, when the veil is thin, and Saturday I did a reading about that. It's a really good time to send love and affection and beautiful thoughts to the people who are part of your life, who are no longer here. And invite them to contribute to your well-being and your success this year. I always like to take trinkets and things out of people that I love and keep them on a table and put fresh fruit and just have some good thoughts about them. Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, again, I feel like is showing the stability between the Temperance card. You have the two white wands, the two dark wands, bringing in a stability, a celebration. You're going to start seeing results in the things that you do. Things are going to start blooming and showing their beautiful colors, okay? It's the dark before the dawn, the darkness before the light, okay? It's a time to reflect where you are and where you really want to go. And that's what we were talking about for this one. Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? Why do you want what you want? Are there specific reasons that you're wishing for things? There's that Wheel of Fortune again. The wheel is definitely spinning. If you haven't seen yesterday's reading, they showed me something fantastic. But in this case, I feel a lot of like flowers and plants and blooms coming in, okay? You may be in the hard part where there's not much blooming in the winter time, but that wheel is still definitely turning. And when it starts, it's really going to come in. It's going to come into this beautiful bloom and into the fruit, okay? So again, we're talking about this spring flower into fruit, okay? And victory, the Six of Wands, beautiful. So yeah, it's skipping from the 4 to the 6, beautiful. Like I'm saying, this is just a part of your journey, okay? The 4, success, look at where you're going. 6, success, victory, progress, self-confidence, validation of what you've been looking for. So you're going into your power. That's where you need to go, into your power, Pisces. Four of Swords. It's so funny because this is exactly the card that we're going to be looking at later on today. If you see, it's the 4, it's the blue, it's the rest and rejuvenate. It is the Four of Swords. It is a time for you to rest. It is a time for you to look into yourself and see what's going on. Okay? Even like I said, the winter time of the wheel, it's a slow down. It's a time where the trees lose their leaves, where the trees hibernate, where everything takes its time. It's where you restore balance. Okay? Death is a stop, it's a pause, it's a transition into something new. Figure out what you really want, because you have tremendous power right now to make it happen. So keep that in mind, beautiful Pisces. Okay? Alright, my beautiful ones. I'm going to leave you with this underneath the deck, showing what you're not seeing is the Eight of Cups. Of course, we're going into the first dark November type of energy, especially in this hemisphere. And that's really releasing you from the things that you really don't want anymore. You're leaving these behind. It is obvious, but you're going in power towards something much bigger. I'm going to leave you with love, light, and blessings, and I will return later for another reading. Thank you so much for being here, and take care.